What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Casually Fit Podcast. My name is Rob. This is episode 35, and I'm excited today. Got some things I want to show you the Fit Fighter of the Week, the Fit Freak of the Week as well, and also got a couple tips for you for nutrition and also fitness, what you can apply in the gym. So I'm excited. It is Wednesday as well, middle of the week. A lot of things going on out there in the world, politically, financially, culturally. Everything's kind of going pretty wild, right? But we're here trying to get better with our bodies, right? Bodies and mind is what the Casually Fit Podcast is about. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We got people out there who are trying to lose some weight, people who are trying to maybe even gain some weight as well. Some people, spend high school just, paper thin almost, and they have to try to gain weight. I notice some people who are trying to lose weight, they're like, well, what's going on here? Well, that's, it's kind of two worlds, both sides being like, well, I wish I was a little bit more like you where I can gain weight easier. And then the other one, well, I wish I was kind of like you where I could stay slim a little bit easier. I used to have a girlfriend who she had very curly hair, but she wanted straight hair, and she wanted like very straight hair. And I had another girlfriend who was the opposite. She had very straight hair and she wanted curly hair. So it's just kind of, people got to be happy with what they got and they have to work with it. But a lot of times, especially in these stark contrasts, you can kind of be like, well, I'd rather be that or this. This podcast isn't really about trying to be something that you're not. What I want to talk about, or, what I'm all about, what this podcast is about, is trying to take who you are, what you are, and just trying to improve on it a little bit better. Maybe make some better decisions and maybe compound those decisions over several months and years, and then kind of look at the difference of who you are a few years down the road and who you are today. So that's the whole point of this podcast, is I want to help you out. I want to help you keep on making that right decision. Keep on making that right choice. If you believe in choice, maybe we don't have free will. Maybe you don't have choice, right? Well, choices matter whether you believe in free will or not. So, sorry, that's a little tangent, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know how I got on that, other than the fact that I was just talking about the week and how it's great. The sun's coming out, things are moving around, people are moving around. It seems like everybody's starting to get outside more, even the hardened, people who really wanted to stay inside or really found valid enough reasons to stay inside for this long. It seems like based on, data and everything and guidelines and all of that, it seems that we should be getting outside. So that's pretty cool. When I walk around now, when I'm scooting around San Diego, cruising all over, restaurants are full, people are walking around, people are walking on the streets, parks are full, the beach is full, can't find parking when I want to go surfing. So it's pretty, it's kind of back to normal. We're kind of congregating together. And since we're congregating together, guess what? You want to lose some weight, you want to get the 6-pack abs, you want to, slim down for the summertime. Well, you also get a lot of truth when you come to this podcast. And the truth is, if you got a bunch of weight that you got to lose, 30, 40, 50 plus pounds, which that's a lot of people. I think I'm not going to get into specific statistics, but 100% for sure, over 50% of the population is either overweight or obese. So most people do have to lose, over 30 plus pounds. And it is the beginning of May, almost mid-May, which is wild. And you're going to get some truth here. So if you're trying to get 6-pack abs and you got that much to lose, sure, some straight up psychopath killers out there who only have, who have time to spend, 5 hours a day in a gym and don't mind starving themselves to near death for that entire time, sure, you might be able to get there, right? You might be able to get there. But for the other 99.99% of people, it's not going to happen, okay? And that sounds depressing, right? It sounds like, oh, Rob, I didn't come here to get bummed out. Well, again, I came here to give you a little bit of the truth, so you can take that with you, and so you can kind of be okay with the fact that, hey, maybe this summer it's not washboard abs summer, right? But maybe next summer it is, right? Or maybe the summer after that is, right? Maybe that's when washboard abs are coming your way, okay? And that's exciting, because if you weren't trying to lose weight or get in shape or watch your diet, then you wouldn't even be looking at next summer or the even summer after that. It won't even be on your radar, right? It wouldn't even be a possibility if you're not actually focused on dieting and exercising. So you're on the right track so far. And again, I think the truth needs to be out there to lose weight. That the common thing that's pushed out by people who, tell people to lose weight is that it can be done very quick. And I'm here to tell you that it can't be done very quick, right? I mean, I got to kind of parse that out a little bit. I got to kind of expand on that, because one, yes, you can lose weight very quick, right? But the bouncing back period and the shock to your system and what you have to do and what you have to limit to be able to do that would just send you near death, and then again, high probability of bouncing back. So, if you tune into this podcast to watch any of the videos I put out on Mondays, you already know I am not about the short-term, flashy, hyped up stuff. So either way, that was, we'll just sit with that intro, all right? I know that intro kind of took you on a little journey, but it was kind of like a journey that you had a blindfold on. It's kind of wandering around. But I want to get into the Fit Fighter of the week, all right? And again, this is somebody who was on a journey with a blindfold on. Pretty much most people, when they decide to lose weight, you begin on a journey and you have a blindfold on, because nobody really is a fitness expert, an expert on physiology. I messed up that word. Nobody, I'm just going to say it, just going to dumb it down. Nobody is an expert on their body, how the insides of their body works. Nobody's an expert at dieting or any of that, and 100, 150 pounds. And so when somebody says, hey, I got to lose 100 pounds, again, you're kind of going in it a little bit blind. Even if you have a workout program, you have a personal trainer, diet program, all of that, again, you're just reading that stuff and you're just listening to the trainer. As far as the knowledge that you have, you just don't have the experience, and you know what's on the program, but as far as like how it all plays out and how it all works, don't quite know that. So again, a lot of people, when they're first starting off on their journey, you start on the journey, you got a blindfold on, right? And this lady right here, if you go to @Mavalerio, right? It'll be linked down in the description box for everybody. Go check her out, and you can see I'm on her Instagram right here. This woman lost 44 kilograms, right? So for most people watching this, it's in the United States. I already did the math for you. Don't worry. It's just right under 100 pounds. This woman lost 100 pounds, which, again, please take some inspiration and motivation from this person, and also take some tips from this person as well. One of the great things, Instagram, social media, for some people, with psychological narcissistic disorder, something like that, people, narcissists who love social media and the camera, clearly it's a fun thing to watch, and it's a weird thing to watch, also a sad thing to see. But it's not the best thing for them. However, when you get into this whole weight loss space and weight loss transformation, weight loss progress, all of that stuff, once you weed through all the spam and all the people telling you that you're going to lose weight in 5 minutes, and they show you the before and after pictures that are completely different people, once you get through all that, you can find people like Valerio. Oh, her name is Marina Valerio, right? So she just combined it. She's a smart girl, so that's good. She combined her name. But yeah, she lost 100 pounds, right? And that's one of the good things about this. When you start going into this space, what I was trying to get to is you can, again, you can take some inspiration from her, motivation, but you can also take some tips from her. Now, I should have looked into a little bit more before I started this episode, and you know what? I'll take the L on there. I'll take the L on that one, okay? It is in a different language. She is from Brazil, so I believe that's Portuguese. The good thing is that the internet, as you can see right here, you can just copy and paste this into search for Google, and it'll translate you, so you can see what she's saying, so you can take some tips from her. Again, that's the best thing about this is, you have access to somebody who has gone through the journey, as you can see right here in this picture. If you're watching, again, go to YouTube to watch if you want to watch this podcast. Huge difference right here between weight. Again, it's 100 pounds. Again, she has little tidbits of information like anybody would have if they lost 100 pounds. That's such a long, strenuous journey through with so many ups and downs, trials and tribulations, that, there's no way that you couldn't, come away with that with tips and useful, insightful information. So definitely go check her out so you can use that information to help yourself, right? So she is the Fit Fighter of the Week. Again, she posts a lot of different stuff. And again, I think you should definitely use her for a resource. Almost looks, again, when you see somebody lose 100 pounds, it really does kind of seem like a different person, right? Sometimes, again, on Instagram, it is going to be a different person because they're lying to you, and they just find two people that kind of look similar, and they put them together. And then they give you a link to some spam website, or maybe it even is just a real website. And you know how that actually works? I'll tell you how this actually works. So even if they do set up, like somebody can create a website, right? And they can put in a membership program where they can put a product on there, and that can all be real, right? It can all be real. But what could happen, the additional things that happen, right, is one, the program is probably going to be the most basic thing that was put together by somebody who does not work out or diet at all. So it's just some basic information, if that you get. But you go to their website so they can track you when you go to their website. Most of those websites also have you sign up for something right away. So then you get so that you give them your email address or you give them your phone number. Now they will spam you with a whole bunch of different links to other things, like affiliate links to where they can get paid for those as well through your email or your phone number. And then they'll take that email and phone number and then they'll sell it to other people, because they just gather these emails and they gather these phone numbers and they sell it to other companies, and they do it over and over again, right? And you go through all of that just for, again, you don't get anything from it, but they try to make money off of you off of like 5 different ways. So, good news is that they're absolutely horrible at what they do most of the time. You can pretty much spot what's going on most of the time. So that's the good news for most people. So do pay attention and always ask yourself, when you start clicking around, you start looking at things like, okay, what is this? Just kind of run it through hey, is this a fake spammy thing? run it through that filter. But either way, I don't know why I told you about that, but that is the Fit Fighter of the week. Her name is Marina Valerio, and I want to get into the tip of the week, all right? I want to give you a nice, juicy tip for your nutrition, because you're trying to lose weight, you're out there, it's a struggle, right? It's a struggle. I mean, you gain weight because food tastes great. Food's delicious, especially, people who have accrued some pounds, right? You know the ins and outs of the restaurants. You know what to order on the menu. You know what not to. You know what food to combine with other food and at what times of the day even. I mean, you have very in-depth knowledge of the deliciousness of food. So stopping that is obviously difficult, right? And my tip for you for this week will hopefully give some of you some relief. And again, I'm not really one to give you relief. I don't want you to be too comfortable, okay? But I do want you to succeed, and I want you to lose weight. And I think this tip is going to help people actually move forward and lose weight and succeed. And the tip is to stop thinking about your food in salads. The go-to meal for anybody trying to lose weight is always salads, all the time. Everybody that I've ever talked to, anybody I've ever come across that's trying to lose weight, they either tell me about the salad that they're eating, the salads that they buy, what they top it off with, or when I go out to eat with them, they're eating salad, right? And it can be easy to reduce your calories with a salad, but it can also be very easy to eat way more calories than what you thought with a salad as well. And it can be very easy to have a nutritious salad, and it can also be very easy to have a very non-nutritious salad. So a salad isn't really the best option, right? It has to be pretty plain for it to be kind of a good option for you. And when you contrast a kind of plain salad with the deliciousness of a Shake Shack burger, along with the nuggets that they have. The nuggets that they have are so good. The breading is choice. And the honey mustard sauce that they have as well. I mean, you get yourself a Shake Shack burger. You get the nuggets with the honey mustard sauce, and the fries suck, all right? But, you don't really need the fries. You just need the burger and the nuggets, and that's great. And that's so good. You get a little bit of lettuce on the burger, right? But you contrast that with a semi-plain salad. I mean, to anybody, that's garbage, right? I mean, nobody wants to eat the salad. And I'm here to say, you don't have to. You don't have to eat the salad. Now, you shouldn't be eating the Shake Shack burger and the nuggets with the breading either. But you should be eating some healthy proteins, right? You should be also eating some greens, but not necessarily just comprising your entire meal of greens and only eating a salad. You should focus on, again, you have to be exercising for this to work. Okay, if you're not exercising, it's still going to work. You're still going to be eating healthier food. But I'm more on the protein side. I think you should be getting some protein into your body, some healthy protein into your body, with also greens as well, but a little bit more heavy on the protein, because you want to give your muscles, you want to give your body some juice, right? You want to give it some energy, and protein's going to give it that energy. The protein's also going to help your body repair as well. So when you are exercising, when you're shocking your system the way you are, that's where the protein comes in. Okay, so you can recover, repair yourself, and you can come into the next day killing it, okay? But again, the tip is to get rid of the salads. Stop thinking about salads. If you decided to lose weight 2 weeks ago, a month ago, however long, and you're just struggling with the salads, hey, wait, if you like the salads and it's working, stick with it, okay? But if you don't like the salads at all and you want to just off yourself every time you're thinking about lunch or your dinner, because it's just going to comprise of a huge bowl of salad that may or may not be nutritious for you and may or may not have an extreme amount of calories in it. Instead of doing that, just go for the protein, right? Go for the steak. Go for the chicken, right? Plain chicken, plain steak. You can throw some seasonings. You can spice it up a bit. That's not going to send your calories completely off the rails or anything like that. So get some flavor in there, right? Get some flavor. The bodybuilders, it's always white chicken with white rice, right? And they put it in a Tupperware box, and that's all they eat, and maybe some broccoli. And yes, that's very healthy for you, but that's so boring. Again, that's so not necessary for most people. If you're trying to be a bodybuilder and you're worried about percentage of body fat, yeah, it's kind of necessary, right? But if you're not at that place, you don't need to worry about it. So don't mimic what they're doing. And you don't have to completely take taste away from yourself. You don't have to take joy and satisfaction away from yourself by just eating a salad. Get rid of the salad, okay? Eat some protein, have some asparagus, have some broccoli, but just focus on the protein with the greens and not just a plate full of lettuce, right? So that's the tip, okay? If you want more additional information, go to the website. I got some information for you there. Other than that, let's move into the fitness tip of the week, and I want to make sure I have it for you. Today's podcast is going to be a little bit quick. What do you guys and girls, gals and boys, and everything else, what do you think about this cryptocurrency stuff, huh? What's going on with it? Do you think that the future is going to be crypto? I don't know. A lot of people think that's what's going to happen. But either way, side note, also, if you didn't see last week's episode, there are two podcasts that I highly suggest, right? Two podcasts I highly suggest they're both with Ethan Suplee. And this man lost several hundreds of pounds multiple times. And there are some things that he has wrong. There's a lot of battles that he is still struggling with. There's a lot of things going on there. But again, he has gained and lost a few hundred pounds multiple times. This man, in many ways, is a wealth of information, right? Useful, insightful information that can only be brought about through experience. And he's also very knowledgeable about health and dieting now. He's looked into it. So go check out Ethan Supplee's podcast on the Joe Rogan Experience. And then also he did one with Tom Segura. Both of those podcasts, basically just because the two men that he interviewed with, they're very knowledgeable people, right? They're very good at talking, and they're very good at interviewing and figuring out the best questions to ask and the best topics to dive into. So I think those are two very good podcasts that will give you a full breadth of information when it comes to, getting rid of a couple 100 pounds. And again, listen to what he's saying, and some of it's going to apply to you, some of it's not going to apply to you. You can adopt some of it. You could try to adopt it all, but at the end of the day, you're not Ethan Suplee. Your journey's not going to be the same as his, so don't think that. But take as much information as you can as possible and try to find ways that it can apply to yourself, all right? Be an open book when you're listening to these podcasts, and it can only It can only help you, right? And now we're getting into the fitness tip of the week. So this tip is for people who are struggling, right? This is a struggle podcast, okay? My main goal, again, there's over 50% of people in the United States that are either overweight or they're obese. I don't think you're going to see my feet in the screen. But so over 50% of people are either overweight or obese in America. So we got a lot of struggle coming up. Not a lot of people are taking the steps right now to lose the weight, but sooner or later it's going to have to happen. So this is what this podcast is about. It's trying to help those of you who are out there, the 50+% of people who are struggling to find a reason to start working out or find a reason to keep on working out, or you're already working out and you're just trying to navigate it, right? You're trying to, if you're climbing a wall, you're trying to find that next ledge to grab onto so you can hoist yourself up farther and keep climbing the wall so you can get to the top. So one of these ledges that you can grab onto, if you are somebody who is not really into the gym at all, you kind of went a couple times and you got the membership, you went in there a couple times after you got the membership, you did a few workouts, kind of walked around. I saw that earlier this week. There was a dude with a jacket, sweats on, and he walked around the entire gym for over 45 minutes. He didn't pick up one single weight. He didn't do one single exercise. He just walked around, right? At one point, he got, apparently walking around was kind of an exercise for him, and he took off his jacket and he tied it around his waist, and then he kept on walking around. All power to him. He's at least in the gym, and hopefully one day he picks up a weight or something. But if that's kind of you, I see it a lot in the gym when there's newer people there and they're not with a trainer. It's just kind of feeling it out, right? Well, the thing that I believe is happening is for a lot of people, they don't go in there to feel it out. They go in there all hyped up and jacked up. Like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to, you spent a night alone with yourself, looking in the mirror of your bathroom, just screaming, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. I'm going to, you're just freaking yourself out. All right. You're writing on Post-it notes. You're telling yourself, motivate, dedication, all this stuff, right? And you're super hyped up and jacked up to get into the gym. And then you wake up in the morning and you don't want to go to the gym, but you find the energy to hype yourself back up. But you've never been to the gym, or the last time you've been to the gym was several years ago. And you don't think that you need a personal trainer or a workout program. You're just going to go in there, right? Well, again, you go in there all hyped up, jacked up. You think that it's going to be one thing, and then you get in there and you're kind of like, 80% of people, 90% of people that are in there are actually very fit. They're the psychopaths, they're the fitness freaks who just work out every single day. And there's actually not many people who are widely out of shape that are in the gym. So then that's intimidating right there. So that pushes you back. That pushes against the ego. And then on top of that, you got all this equipment. And you're like, what is this? What is all this stuff? Like, you got got all these butt exercises now. You got all these cables moving around all over the place. You got some fit freaks out there doing some weird exercises, and you're just like all confused, just like, what do I do? And then you start picking up weight. Maybe you just decide, I'm going to go pick up those 30-pound dumbbells, and you realize, these dumbbells are too heavy. And when I am doing it, I don't look like that person over there. That person looks like, they have form. And what am I doing? I don't have any form. And basically what I'm trying to say is you get set back. And then to me, when you go from that hyped up, super ego almost, right? Like Like, you know exactly what's going to happen. You know you're going to be good and all this stuff. And you think it's going to be possibly easy and that the path forward is just going to be, you're going to start tomorrow and it's only going to go up, right? Again, I think that shock for many people throws them off. And I would say if that's you, you know, my hope with telling you this is to hopefully just put in a little bit of information to be like, hey, you know, check your ego a little bit so you don't get shocked, because that shock usually shakes people out of the gym, right? And that's not a good thing. That's how people don't lose weight. So the tip is to start off, go into the gym without the ego, go into the gym without the hype. Don't pump yourself up. You know, if you want to, you can, okay? But don't be looking for that hyped up, pumped up energy. If you're struggling to go into the gym, start off small. Maybe tell yourself, hey, I'm just going to go into the gym and I'm just going to figure out what the equipment is. Maybe you decide, I'm just going to walk in there and I'm going to try every single piece of equipment. I'm just going to do a couple reps of every single thing just so I can get a feel of it. That's starting off small. You know, it's almost like a discovery gym, like a discovery gym session. You're just going in there to discover different workouts and how to do them. You're not even really going in there to sweat. You're just trying to do that. And then when you decide to, hey, I'm going to actually lift up some weights and get a full workout in, maybe you're a little bit more comfortable. Maybe the shock isn't as intense. Maybe you're not as uncomfortable or as intimidated. And maybe that helps you actually stay in the gym by easing yourself in. Another way to ease yourself in is to also maybe just do body weight exercises. Maybe tell yourself, you know what? I'm not even going to try to mess around with the machines. I'm not going to pick up any dumbbells. I'm not going to pick up any barbells. I am just going to go in there. I'm just going to do some body weight exercises. You looked online, you went to my website, and you found a bunch of body weight exercises. Maybe you signed up for my membership program, and you got the body weight exercise program that I have for people. And you just decide, hey, I'm just going to follow Rob's program. I'm still going to buy the membership, pay for the equipment, pay for the dumbbells. But for the first couple weeks, maybe the first month, I'm just going to go into the gym, and I'm going to go into the dark corner of the gym all by myself, and I'm just going to work on these body weight exercises. And maybe you can even break it down even further from that. Like, say if you were to get my program, shameless plug, if you were to get my program, and maybe you broke it down to where, well, I'm only going to do a quarter of what Rob is suggesting to do for the first week. And then the week after, maybe I'll do half of the workout program. And then you build yourself into it. But again, there's no, to tell somebody who's super hyped up, jacked up, and ready to lose weight, to tell them that hey, maybe you should take a step back, maybe you should slow down a little bit, maybe you should just kind of ease into it, right? Maybe, don't go in there to lose weight. Go in there to just try out the equipment, or go in there to just start doing some body weight exercises. Yes, that is trying to lose weight, right? But it's much different from throwing yourself in there and struggling with all the different machines and, doing all that. And again, for some people, that is the way, right? But for most people, that's not going to be your way. That's not going to work out great for you, okay? And again, that can definitely stop you from going. I found it a lot with taking people out surfing. One thing is that I won't do really anymore. I won't take any 30-year-old men out surfing for the first time anymore. For many people, too many people, their ego is just too big of a thing. And, I've talked to several dudes before they went out surfing, and they were like jacked up as far as, well, almost not even really jacked up. They were just so hyper confident in themselves, thinking that they're going to be the best surfer, and it's easy, and it's just whatever, right? They just went in there kind of like a jacked up way, but they're, more low key jacked up, just like, oh yeah, this is easy, I'm going to be great, it's going to be fine. And then they get in there and they almost drown in 5 feet of, or even not even 5 feet, 3 feet of water, and they can't paddle on the surfboard, and they can't get past the break, and they can't catch any waves. And that shock to their system sends nearly all of them away from the ocean, and they just stop right there, and they don't actually try to surf. And that's kind of a similar situation when it comes to the gym. If you go in there all hyped up, pumped up, and your ego is driving you forward, again, for some people, they're going to hear me talk about this, and they're going to think it's nonsense, and they're going to keep on going, and they're going to, reality will hit sooner or later. But again, I just hope that information for you kind of slows you down a little bit. For the people who are super hyped up, jacked up, if you want to try to run off of that, go ahead and try to run off of that. But if you want to, still be somewhat hyped up and jacked up, but be smarter about what you're doing, maybe slow it down a little bit, maybe focus on the fundamentals, maybe kind of ease yourself in there, or just be ready for a possible huge ego check, right? And then for the people who are just like kind of moseying about, maybe you've built up going to the gym and losing weight as this big thing, and it's kind of daunting for you, and you're kind of just like, you need to lose weight, but you don't want to do it because it's this big thing. Maybe this information, this tip of, hey, just kind of ease into it, just go in there and check it out, but have a plan. Be like, today I'm going to check it out. Tomorrow I'm going to try a couple workouts. The next day I'm going to try a couple more workouts. The day after, I think I'm just going to stretch. Day after that, I think I'll try the elliptical for a little bit. Day after that, I think I'm going to do day 1 of the workout program, which involves lifting weights and stretching and run, doing some sort of cardio. So, hopefully this piece of information helps all of you out there, and I think it can. So that is the fitness tip of the week, and let's get into, I want to show you the fit freak of the week. All right. So again, this is somebody who is just a psychopath inside the gym. All they care about is, performing with their bodies. It's not all they care about, but one thing that they specifically care a lot about is the performance with their bodies. Again, to be a fit freak on the Casually Fit podcast, to have a segment, the all exclusive segment on the Casually Fit podcast, you got to be somebody who's strong. You got to be somebody who is athletic and flexible and has some sort of endurance, right? To me, that's a fit freak. It's not a bodybuilder who has no cardio and no athleticism, meaning, it's pretty embarrassing sometimes when you take somebody who only goes to the gym, right? There's a messed up saying that we used to say, and I'm going to say it. Okay, this is a saying that my coaches said, okay? This isn't something I made up, right? So don't try to, you can't cancel me from anything, but don't cancel me. This is something that my coaches in football used to say back in 2006, right? So 15 years ago, a long time ago, all right? I didn't start this saying, okay, so don't cancel me or anything, but they used to say that there are guys who look like Tarzan but play like Jane, okay? And we had a guy who legitimately looked like Tarzan. This guy was jacked. His dad was a bodybuilder, and he got all those genes. This dude, he lifted more weight than everybody, and he looked like it too. But you throw that man a football, you tell that man to do some zigzags on the field, and it is not a pretty sight. There wasn't really much athleticism in that man at all. And I've seen that, but he still was pretty athletic. But I've also seen that played out in, again, kind of embarrassing ways for people who are super jacked up, but they just have no athleticism. So to me, and that's 90, I'm calling it out, that is 90% of the bodybuilder type people that you see in the gym. They're just very awkward people, right? They're used to just like very strict movements up and down, and when you have to, put in some hand-eye coordination in there, it doesn't really pan out because they don't actually practice it, because they only, they only rack up the weights and just, I'm just going to push it up, I'm going to put it down, I'm going to push it up, I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to rest. That's all it is. I know that's talking smack, and I like doing that. So, but what was I talking about? Oh, a song about the Fit Freak of the Week. This man is not that at all. This man is athletic. This man is strong. I'm sure he's flexible. He definitely has cardio, and he is, his name is Eric Leha, probably saying that wrong. Eric Leha. His Instagram handle is, every week I come here and I go, hey, Rob, you're supposed to be highlighting these people. You're not supposed to be talking smack about them. You're not supposed to be taking shots. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be highlighting them. And again, as many of you know, sometimes I do a bunch of research on these people. But then sometimes things just kind of go under my radar, things that I don't really think about to pay attention to, like an Instagram name. I just see, when I went and saw Eric Leha, I was like, oh, this guy, it looks like he works for Onnit Lab or Onnit. He has a bunch of workout videos. He's, doing pull-ups, got the kettlebell. He's doing all different types of exercises. He looks very fit, and he displays his fitness all over the place on his Instagram page, right? So I'm like, this is a guy. This guy is a fit freak, right? This is a guy that I want to show you. And it is. He still is. But his name, his Instagram handle name is primal.swolger. Not soldier, S-O-L, right? No, but swolger. He calls himself a primal swolger. All right. And again, he is swole. So I guess I'll give him that. But this whole, this is where fitness to me just gets very cringy, and it gets a little too self-involved. And maybe this guy's making a joke about it, right? And that's what I would hope. And that's, you know what? I'm just going to think about that. Good joke, Eric Leha. And I'm not going to talk smack anymore. But yes, if you go to primal.swolger on Instagram, linked down in the description box for you, you are going to see this man just killing it. Let's see if I can get some good videos. So again, he's got the double kettlebells called the double kettlebell super savage circuit. Calm down, Rob. I'm not gonna say anything about it. He is a primal swolger is a super savage, and he has a super savage circuit for you. Maybe he's trying to, get the younger kids to exercise, I guess. But, you can get some good information from him, because obviously what he's doing works. And this is one of the guys where, it seems like, I don't know what his workout program is, but it seems like he loves the kettlebell, and he might only exercise with the kettlebell. You can definitely get results from that. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I find a healthy mix would be best. But yeah, go to primal.swolger if you want to get some inspiration, some motivation from this fitness freak. And that is the episode for the week. It was fun. It was exciting this week. Thank you for tuning in. Next week is going to be a very exciting episode. Next week, I'm going to get pumped up. I'm going to get jacked up. I'm going to be nice and ready. I'm going to have these segments laid out for everybody, and I'm going to have some juicy, nice information for y'all. As always, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, I guess, if you want. Subscribe if you want. Share the podcast to people if you want to. Go to my website and join the membership program if you want to. Other than that, thank you. Have a good day.